Yo, what is good boys and girls, it's Red Apple here with yet another video. A lot of you lads and ladies ask for quite a big clan-based design, and here we are. Without long talks, today we're taking a proper look at this base, which can be built from a simple honeycomb 3x3 core, and it features a multi-TC concept, not only splitting upkeep between 3 TCs, but significantly increasing grief cost and providing possibility to make flanking bases. An open and spacious shell with a whole bunch of Outer PEEKDOWNS and some kind of inner battlements. Well, Outer PEEKDOWNS zone and open roof which you can adjust to your needs. Also, quite a lot of storage and separate bedrooms with direct access to both of mentioned floors. In this video I'll be showing you actually two versions of this base, a smaller one with this amount of cost and upkeep, out of which the main thing is most probably 87k sheet metal for build and 30k for upkeep, and a bigger version with these amounts. Note that the amount of HQ1 per day is quite low for a group of 5 to 8 people, and you can definitely increase this amount. Also, I know that there are groups who don't like stone to be in their TC because it just takes up a lot of space, so it's absolutely up to you to upgrade everything to a tier which you like. I'll just use, let's say, mathematically approved version. Okay, next, I don't know why everyone's so obsessed with rocket cost, but whatever. The core of the base is minimum 30 rockets to TC, the shell is about 16, so the luckiest raider will get the main TC for a bit less than 50 rockets. Each of the external TCs is 14-16 rockets, and I have no idea how much would you need to get all the loot rooms, but I assume full raid would be close to 100. If you can calculate it or test somehow though, please let me know. These are maybe not the biggest amounts for a base of that size, but please remember this is a clan base, which means everything should be very ergonomic and easy to use. Any hard to access loot rooms or big brain bunkers are not very much useful in this case, so you won't find those in this build. I still implemented a roof bunker, but it's more an option than a must. One more thing, this is definitely not a beginner's build, so I will show it step by step, but I won't spend too much time on deployables placement and all that stuff. So once we approach our base, we see one of our external TCs, and behind these two doors we can find two beds and a locker so it can serve as a flanking base, and our TC is closed off with two reinforced glass windows for the moment being. Let's just quickly go around to take a look at our external PEEKDOWNS. Okay, here we enter our base, we have two of those entrances, a whole bunch of garage doors over here, and this is the entrance to our shell/internal PEEKDOWN area. We have a couple of those, and we have a whole bunch of peaks here. My FPS is just broken because of these lights, what the fuck? If you run around you'll see it's quite spacious actually, you can place various items here. I even placed an oil refiner, which I'm not really sure about. This is the entrance to our core, we have two of those, and this is the way to our core. We're not going there right now. We are going upstairs where we have our basic 3x3. I used these squares for loot rooms and bedrooms. We have 4 of those bedrooms and 4 of those loot rooms. Okay, this is the way to enter our PEEKDOWN area. We have a couple of prison cell gates here to kind of block the raiders from just running around. Here we have a couple of peaks. These are the peaks looking directly at the entrance of our base. And another one from this side. Let's go one more floor up. And here we have basically the same, a couple more bedrooms, a couple more loot rooms, and we have two entrances to the outer PEEKDOWN floor here and on the opposite side. It's quite an open space right now, but as you may see, all of these are door frames, so you can place shop fronts or double doors there. I will show it in the build. On this floor we have a lot of various battlements, starting with like normal PEEKDOWNS and these ones, and also cracks to shoot at helis and at far distance. In total, this gives you a 360-degree defense abilities and a lot of sneaky peeks. Let's go further. If we go upstairs, we approach our roof, which is quite open right now. So this is completely up to you. You can make a mini copter hangar here or just leave it as it is. I just placed a couple of random battlements, as you may see, which you can also customize. I'm dominating this server. Okay, so here from the shell we can enter the actual core of the base. A couple of garage doors, again, a couple of loot rooms on the opposite sides, and here we have a bunker, which, as I said, is like optional, but I just put it here. Another loot room here. I used an unlootable design this time. Another loot room on this side. A couple more boxes, sleeping bags. And we are entering the actual core. We have a tier 3 here. A lot of loot space. More loot space, tier 2. And this is finally a TC room. You can make some kind of a suicide bunker, of course, but I would not recommend doing that, playing a group of 8 people. And well, that's it for the tour. Let's hop onto the build. Alright, let's build the core of our base slash our starter base. And actually I'm gonna start it off with just a single square. And I'm gonna place a double door straight away and a TC in this corner. Floor, and I'm gonna expand like immediately. One more square in this direction, and a wall frame in this direction. Another double door. Alright, and then we are building a 2x2 on this side and 3 more squares on this side. And actually in here, right in front of our TC room, I'm gonna place a wall frame and 2 walls on the sides. And then let's just wall off the rest. I'll place a double door here. Let's close everything off, and actually this is our kind of starter, so I'm gonna place 2 more double doors facing this way, so we can form some kind of an airlock. Okay, now let's expand it a little bit, and at the first floor I will do this. Obviously we don't need to have that door anymore. I'm gonna place a full wall here and 2 half walls on the sides. I'm doing that not because I'm a dumbass, but because I want to avoid some kind of soft side picking, and I'm gonna slap down a door. Alright, next, to the left out this door we're gonna place a wall frame. We're gonna wall off almost everything, and here in the opposite side of that door frame we're gonna place another exit. And we can close off the ceiling. Now we need some kind of a way up, and I'm gonna integrate it into the honeycomb, like so. Okay, so place a triangle foundation and a foundation steps in here. A couple of walls and a couple more door frames. And we do exactly the same thing from the other side. Let's build some very simple honeycombing around, just 3 triangles on this side as we have in our front. Alright, now let's do some work on the interior. 1 loot room in this corner. And I'm gonna place 2 more loot rooms in here. I'm gonna wall off this central square, place a floor, another floor, wall frame here, and I'm gonna actually place a window here because this loot room is right above our TC. And I'm gonna place 2 doorways, which eventually will have armored doors in them. On the ground floor we organize our loot rooms the same way, we just place a shelf and a wall frame. Well, this is a decent starter, and I'm gonna just organize the loot rooms and upgrade it to the final tier now. Okay, so I did a little bit of a job off camera. I just organized the space inside. I think it's not necessary to show this as a step because I just organized these loot rooms. It's pretty basic, nothing special. I placed level 2 in this room with a TC, and I placed a tier 3 like right here. So I've just upgraded everything to sheet metal to save us some time. I just want to show you which parts to upgrade to HQM. And basically it's all the ceilings of the first floor and of the ground floor. It's these little triangles, not little but triangles, in front of the entrances, in front of the doors. So you see these 3. Same thing from the other side. It's all the floors of the first floor also. Everything's upgraded, and yep, this one is missing. And we also upgrade all the TC room to armored, these 4 walls, and this one. And in future we're also gonna upgrade a honeycomb from that side, but that's in future. As a next obvious step of upgrading, we close off all our loot rooms with garage doors, and these spots also garage doors, garage doors, garage doors. Close off these parts of the honeycomb in front of the entrance to make the way up. Like so. And we'll place 2 more garage doors in these spots. Oh my, what? Okay. No place, okay? Thank you. I'm gonna do the same thing from the other side. And this is gonna be our roof access for the moment being. Okay, let's start our work on the shell. And we need that side where we don't have an entrance. We'll place 9 squares. We don't need anything but the last square. And then we come back with 4 half moons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you see you can actually place a square here, but you don't need to. We do a little bit of extension like this. And we place 2 squares on the sides for now. Okay. Now from this side, we'll place 1 layer of triangles here, and then we'll go with foundation steps. 2 squares like so, and then triangles like this. This is a place for our TC, and we can close it off with a reinforced glass window. This is here for now, we'll upgrade this later on. Now let's do the same thing from the other side. Okay, now to the expansion of the shell. On top of these squares, we place 2 triangles, a square, a triangle, a square, a triangle. And we do exactly the same thing 3 times more. Alright, before we build any walls, let's place a couple of triangle foundations in this position. Oh no, not here, but here. And another foundation steps just to make it a little bit easier to do all that stuff around. Okay, now let's start building the actual shell. I'm gonna build like 2 floors straight away. Only in this spot we place a wall frame instead of a wall. And yeah. Again, a wall frame in this spot, and why the fuck are you not clipping? To actually build a peek downs area, we will need some more honeycombing on this side. And on the opposite one. Okay, so I will put like a 3rd layer of walls around, just for the memes.
But he was a clown then.
Now we have a full shell right here, as you may see, and let's fill it up. Place a couple of floors here, floors like this in these positions. Okay, so what's next? The next step is actually building up this floor here. And we're gonna do some like random stuff. Windows here, couple of walls here, a wall frame, a wall frame. Then I'm gonna block off these windows with half-height triangles. And one of those will be a way up. Now we need a metal shop front, garage door, garage door, garage door, and a couple of those. We're gonna do exactly the same thing from the other side. A couple of wall frames, wall frame, wall frame, wall here, wall here. Now to the actual inner space. We're gonna organize a loot room over here. This triangle is gonna be a way up, so let's build a little chute here. Don't forget the half-height triangle here. A wall frame, and a wall. Let's slap down a couple of garage doors, and let's do the same thing from the other side. It's your decision, but actually you might want to upgrade all of these floor tiles to HQM. I don't know, it's up to you to decide. Okay, as previously I did a bit of homework on the layout of this floor. I placed all these boxes, lockers. I used 2 of these rooms as bedrooms, and these loot rooms are also pretty basic. And from this side it's basically the same. So the next logical step is closing off this part. Yeah, it's quite an easy step. Okay, let's work a little bit on our entrances. Wall here, and basically we place 3 wall frames like this. And we're gonna close 2 of those to the right with shop fronts, and we're gonna use a garage door over here. And I will place 2 more garage doors in these positions. Here and here. Obviously we need some kind of a ceiling. And for now we're done here, but we need to do the same thing on the other side. And okay, once we're here downstairs, let's do some work on the inner things. We want to place a wall frame, a half wall, and then a low wall on top of it to create the peek down thing. And the same thing on the other side, half wall and a low wall. And we're gonna slap down a couple more garage doors. Actually, once we're here, let's finish off this part of the honeycombing. As usual, we do exactly the same thing from the other side. Pretty annoying, I think. So let's fix it. To do so, we need to head outside and place a square foundation here to the right and a high foundation triangle here. I will place this out of stone just because it's cheaper, but in the full version we're gonna do it like properly out of metal. Now from the inside of the base, let's place a roof here and a roof here. It's extremely important to place the upper roof first. This foundation can decay because it's not like entirely connected, so I like to place foundation steps here. And if you don't want it to be like soft side pickable, let's just place a couple of walls right here. Yep, and we'll do exactly the same thing from the other side. Okay, back to the top floor. Let's build some peek downs. We'll start with some kind of a upper floor, and I'm gonna place a single door here, a wall frame, a window. I would place it like this, and a couple of walls here, and a half wall here, and a half... It's not a half wall, it's a half height triangle. Why the fuck am I messing up? There are doors. Okay, here on the inside we'll do exactly the same as for the previous floor. And these triangles are going to be a way up, as almost usual, I would say, with the only difference, we would put a window here. Yeah, like this. Okay, this is going to be a roof entrance, so I will just place a couple of windows in this orientation, and a doorway, and a wall frame, and a ceiling. Now you can check for someone camping you on the roof before entering it. Okay, now to the peek downs area. We need to go one level down, and we actually connect one triangle to every single piece of the shell. Here's our external TC, and here's our entrance, and we're gonna go to the left, and we're gonna do two triangles like this, and here we're gonna do a triangle in here. This is where our shell is connected together from two external parts, so we're not placing anything here. Triangle here, triangle here, triangle here, triangle here.
Everywhere.
And this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the path which we do for the other side. Okay, now to this part. I'm looking at the entrance right now, and I will place some twig construction here and here. Back to the top of the base. Now we have these two strange constructions. Let's place a triangle in between of them and a couple of triangles on top of them. We can't, okay. Let's place a window here and then these triangles. Low wall here, low wall here. Okay, with this being done, let's surround ourselves with windows like everywhere where we can. Like we're going all around and placing these windows. Next step is actually placing doors, and we place them in these positions where they can open outwards, like this. Now we obviously need to close all these ceilings here, and let's do this. I will start actually by placing additional wall frames here. They're quite hard to clip in because they are connected to the outer TC, and as you may see we have a connection of the parts here. So you might need a bit of a wiggle here. Wiggle? What the fuck is this word? Okay, it's possible, believe me. If you get in this too close to another building, just, you know, move around. Okay, with this part being done, we can close off our ceiling here. Make sure to connect these ceilings to the inner perimeter rather than the other one. And speaking of the outer part, we just simply close everything with triangles. Yeah, pretty basic. Also, make sure to connect them to the outer perimeter because this happens if you connect it to this part. Okay, as previously I did a bit of a homework and I placed all the items on this floor. Same layout like the previous floor. Now to the peek downs part, I just wanted to show you that it's really open now and you can do double doors here and shop fronts if you want to, so it's really up to you. Honestly, it looks like a freaking church now. No, don't do this, please. Now, as we are here, you see these little cracks, we obviously don't want them, so these are places where we can place our roofs. I recommend doing this out of stone, just because it's a bit cheaper. You can use some kind of barricades also and all that stuff, but you know, it's really up to you. I'm a little mushroom now, you see me. Before we go further, let me just build something in the peek down area. I'm on the second floor. I'm doing this in these positions where we have our entrance to the core of the base, like 2 of them. And I'm doing the other one here where we have our crack. And yeah, to avoid this. Honestly, this might be not enough, but I'm just blocking the lettering in. Okay, so with our peek down area being done, let's do a proper entrance. We're gonna do it out of stone because there's basically no sense to do it out of metal, just mathematically no sense. We're gonna slap down a garage door right here, and we're gonna use a single sheet metal door. Now to our external TCs, I wanna make them like 15, 16 rockets. So I'm gonna place a little bit of a honeycomb and kind of flanking base around them. We'll need metal honeycombing from the back, and now the weakest spot is actually this wall. Let me show you why, because here it is. So in here we will need a stone triangle. Okay, let's do a final level of honeycombing, and I will upgrade this thing to a sheet metal, every single part which I can see. So basically we're just filling in the space, adding another layer of honeycomb. Nothing too crazy, nothing special. I definitely did forget something. Oh yes! These parts here. This one and this one. Close them off. Now the cheapest way to blow into the TC is actually going through this doors, which is 16 rockets, and then not blowing directly but to blow through this garage door and blow into this wall. And we're gonna upgrade it to armored, but first we need to understand, is it like exactly the wall which is behind the TC? Place a campfire over here where the TC is. Like switch off all the lights. So basically in this part the light is the most intense versus the other parts. So for example here there's no fire. And here there's no fire. So by this indicator we just upgrade these parts to armored. That's it. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe. If you dislike this video, leave. Just leave. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I see you next time.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my post to say now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah.